We got some beef. Norm Macdonald is not happy with Seth Simons. I've never heard of this guy. I think apparently, though, he was one of the writers who dug up some of Shane Gillis's old tweets. So, uh, Norm Macdonald tweets out, "This piece of shit Seth Simons couldn't make it as a comic, so he decided to destroy real comics. Here's an example of what this piece of shit protected America from." And it's a little skit thing that from the fireman from Dweck of Shane Gillis. Um, so then Norm Macdonald tweets out at this Seth Simons guy who only has 6,000 followers. And this guy tweeted out a picture of the Joker and Trump, and he put same energy. And then Norm Macdonald says, "Hey, you effing piece of shit. It's you that's the Joker, a failed stand-up that kills someone who got a TV show. I cannot wait to meet you, and I will." Damn! Norm Macdonald is like, yo, I'm gonna hem this dude up. Damn, yo, does Norm Macdonald usually threaten to beat people up? Because he is threatening to beat this dude up. I have no idea who this guy is, but if he was involved in the whole getting Shane Gillis thing, I completely understand the sentiment. But I think this guy, Seth Simons, has replied back to Norm Macdonald. Yeah, here he is with his 6,000 followers. And he's been on Twitter since 2011, by the way. He puts, celebrating World Mental Health Day by tweeting to my 1 million followers that I'm going to beat up a freelance journalist. So basically that's the way he's taking it. And then he retweeted, "This level of passion would have been a great thing to put into your canceled Netflix show." Now, he didn't come up with that this guy did, but they're taking little bit shots back. Little shots back. Let's see if he's catching anything for it, though. Wait a minute. Hashtag World Mental Health Day. 34 seconds with Seth Simons spoken bird poetry. Whoa, dude. That's... Apparently this guy, is he on YouTube? He has this crappy site. Let's see. Go to his crappy YouTube channel. I don't want to watch any of his crap videos. No, this is just
I'm Seth
crap.
Simons, director of the Excelana Project.
My God, dude. By the way, now I know why Norm Macdonald wants to beat this guy up. This guy looks very beat upable. He looked like a mentally ill Harry Potter. Like, what the hell? Of course, with your black sweater and your rolled up sleeves. Trying to be a hipster, are we? Well, this channel has to hide its friggin'... They haven't done stuff for years. Let me go to... his crappy... he has a site. What does he work for? He's in Los Angeles. Good to... No. An evening with Lorne Michaels. I'm glad SNL fired Shane Gillis. I hesitate to call it the right decision because the right decision was not to hire him, but it was better of the two options. I agree, as many have suggested, that he is likely to spin his ouster into a lucrative career as a gag hashtag cancel culture martyr. He will probably make tons of money from stand-up gigs and a much larger podcast audience and whatever secures the reactionary grievance apparatus is doling out these days. His star may rise higher than it would have had on SNL squirreled him into a corner for this season, then cut him loose. But this is still the better option. The option where he is not working in close quarters for long hours with people for whom he holds demonstrable hatred. I have many thoughts about the last few days that mostly aren't distillable into anything but a long, primal groan. It makes me very sad and angry to think Gillis is only one small product of a thriving subculture in American comedy. I spent most of the weekend I should just read this crying. uh, and this was just a terrible call by me, like this article. Do not recommend listening to his podcast and appearances on other podcasts, namely Legion of Skanks. Damn, he's taking a shot at Legion of Skanks, man. Uh, the truth in his language on the clips that went around is not exceptional. They are so standard as to be banal. Fake accents, slurs, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, misogyny. There's a Skanks episode where, cackling with glee, the group watches a clip of a woman with cerebral palsy performing stand-up. There's one where wait, wouldn't the woman like them to be laughing if she's doing stand-up? Okay, let's get back into this. The group watches a clip of a woman with cerebral palsy performing stand-up. There's one where a co-host gleefully leads a chant about raping their producer. Wait. That was it on the stand-up thing? There's a Skanks episode where, cackling with glee, the group watches a clip of a woman with cerebral palsy performing stand-up. So they watched a woman do stand-up comedy and laughed at the stand-up comedy being done. Whoa. Weird complaint. Weirdest complaint I've ever heard. I guess that woman would prefer nobody laugh at her jokes and just sit there and be shocked that she has cerebral palsy. I mean, this guy's a nut job. God, I hope friggin' Norm really. Well, he said that they will meet. So damn. I'm shocked by that. I'm kind of caught up on this article. I've never heard someone complain that someone laughed at a stand-up comedian while doing stand-up. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. But alright, stand up. There's one where a co-host gleefully leads a chant about raping their producer. He sees her nodding along and riffs that it constitutes consent. It's obvious why so many comedians got so furious at the possibility Gillis would face any consequences for what he said. This is normal for them. As my friend Charlie Walden once put it, there's a whole class of comics that treat comedy as an ethical framework in which to say reprehensible things. Okay? The only problem is your friend Charlie Walden isn't funny, and neither are you. So, what does not seem obvious to me is why SNL would be unaware of Gillis's prior remarks. The show's statement said he was hired in part on the strength of his talent as a comedian. But as best as I can tell, his toxicity is a constant defining part of his comedy. Granted, I cannot speak to the totality of his corpus because he pulled it from the internet. The representatives who put him forward to SNL were certainly aware of it. Their job is to get him jobs he's suitable for. And first of all, this guy can't write. Wow, you stink, dude. And it just does not stand to reason that SNL's producers would be blind to the realities of contemporary stand-up. That a guy with the show on Anthony Cumia's podcast network might share some traits with Anthony Cumia. Damn, Cumia finally got a mention. Ugh, I don't know if I can read any more of this. Yeah, this dude's a cuck. And wait, what the? See, I don't. What does this guy do? Like, does he work for a company? Because this isn't even like a website. It's literally just a public post on something. So does this guy claim to be a journalist? But, like, honestly, he says, his little thingy says, you don't get to freelance newsletter-based comedy labor journalist without making a few enemies? A freelance newsletter-based comedy labor journalist. I don't know what that even means. That freelance means he doesn't have a job. So this guy stinks. Don't you ever besmirch Norm Macdonald? Unlike you, he's funny. And you stink. No one likes you. Whatever your Seth. Of course your name is Seth. You know what would be the trippiest thing ever? If you ever met a black guy named Seth. That would like freak me out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments.